Hello, everyone. It's PJ Weaver, and welcome to the Max Loves Midland show.
Welcome back to the Max Loves Midland show. My name is Kevin LeDuc, and I'm your weekly tour guide. And with me this week is not DK Metcalf. Rather, it's my friend PJ. So with us today, we have PJ Weaver. Some
Yes,
people
sir.
call him Coach.
Yes, sir.
There's a couple young people on this planet that call you Dad.
Mm-hmm.
But today, we're just going to call you PJ. So it's
That's
good
cool,
to see
man.
you here today, man.
Hey, man, glad to be here, man. I'm excited.
And now, and you can lose the glasses if you want. I know it's a little bit fun, but like, we want to see through those eyes a little bit
All
here.
right,
so.
we pull them up a little bit.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. Let's go.
No, you're all right, man. We're going to have a good time today. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you're an assistant coach at Northwood University.
Mm-hmm.
You're coaching basketball, the same place you played at, which is really, really cool. And I know you've coached at a few different spots. So what's this time of year looking like for the team right now?
Well, we just got finished with all the compliance stuff, paperwork, making sure all the boys are all set, moved in. Campus is starting to pick up, with a lot of kids all over the place. So we just started our first week of practice this week. So, we about to get this show going.
We were joking a little bit before the show. I mean, like, we're all close enough in age here where it's like, we're not college students anymore, but I imagine when you have the track jacket and probably the backpack on and you're heading into work, people think you're on the team?
Every time, man. I got my Northwood basketball shirt on, the whole gear. I got the backpack on, and I just look like one of the kids walking around campus, man. Everybody's looking at me like, is this guy playing? I'm not sure, so... it's always a good feeling, make me feel like I'm young still, so I'll take it.
And I'm sure the Wolves on the team, like, they know.
Yeah.
Could you give them buckets still?
Oh, man, come on, man. These old man buckets now.
Old
man buckets now. Yeah, but it's exciting, man. It's all exciting, man. Just the boys look up to me right now. Being a vet, been there, been through it all, at Northwood. So I'm just happy to get back.
It's fun, and you get to a certain spot in your life and where these games don't really exist for us anymore. It's like I played basketball, I grew up playing baseball, and when it's over, it's kind of just over. And I think it's so cool that you have been able to give that gift back through coaching. And it's so important to have people that folks can look up to and say, like, I want to be like this man, and this is a good representation of a person that I want to follow. So, as a coach, like, how do you feel about being able to coach young men like this?
Man, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. My high school coach, I had a good high school coach, who stayed on me and stuff like that, who I looked up to. So I just always had that giving back in me. I always wanted to give, especially basketball, I want to give the game back, to the young generation first, because that's where it starts at, younger age, and then I just want to continue to build up. So, we touching, elementary kids, middle school kids, high school, now college, hopefully professionally one day. But it's a great feeling, to give back, starting with the fundamentals, things of that nature, and just keep building on from there. It's an awesome feeling, man. It's awesome.
That's so cool. Now, this is your first year with the Northwood Timberwolves,
This
correct?
is my first year.
So how is that feeling? I mean, you coached at the high school level, you've coached middle school, you've coached elementary, like you said, you've kind of went up through the ranks in different ways. So now you've reached this collegiate level. How different is it to coach collegiate players compared to like a high school player?
Well, it's a lot different. High school, you're still teaching the fundamentals in a way. We think that, as varsity players, that kids should already know how to do certain things, which they should. But, you have some kids who never touched the basketball before who decides to try out, for a first year on the basketball team. So you have to teach them kids the fundamentals. College is more of a level where you should already know how to do these things. Like, you're getting a lot of money to play the sport. Scholarships, everything's paid for, free housing, clothes. You're not being treated like a high school player anymore. So it's just a upper level. And, that's the biggest difference is you can teach these, it's more like men. These are men now, so like you can talk different, you can roughen them up a little bit more. You can do the things that you really can't do at a younger level. So it's more freedom at the college level. They shop you off with all the gear. That's the best part, all the swag, so just like, them things, I don't take for granted, man. I love being able to, be with the young adults for sure.
So what are we looking at? Like, what stage is this program in right now? And I haven't been keeping up with Northwood basketball a lot, but it is our team here in Midland, so we should probably pay a little bit more attention and maybe come out and see a game or two, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the last few years been down for us, but I don't really dwell on the past right now. I'm thinking about the future. We have great potential to do great things, and it's all about just sticking together. Once we, figure that stick together piece and bat for each other and fight for each other, we're going to be pretty good. I mean, our team, man, we're athletic. We're fun to watch. I'm telling you right now, we're going to make some noise in Midland. I'm going to do my part, to definitely bring that spark back, from when I was playing there, because the spark was there when I was playing. So it's kind of faded away a little bit. But like I said, the potential, the players we got, it's going to be some spark for sure.
And I always think it's interesting when you look at like a Northwood roster, the makeup of it, folks are from all over the place. Mm-hmm. And you were recruited by Northwood and you are not from this area, but Correct. Now Midland is home for you, which is awesome. And we're happy to have you.
Yeah.
But where are you originally from?
I'm from Dayton, Ohio. Dayton, Ohio, it's a big city, big city. I'm from the inner city. So, tough, tough, you gotta, it's not for the weak. It's a city where you gotta work. You got to grind, man. You got to grind, and you got to want the best for you, for sure. Everyone in Dayton is usually on different paths, man. You have, like me, I had a lot of friends who wasn't on the path I was on. So, I'm the one who went to college, out of all my friends and played basketball. So my paths was different, but you got to know where you want to go in Dayton. Once you see the things you see around Dayton, you're going to want out. You're going to want out, and if you want to stay in Dayton, man, I mean, that's a tough decision to make, but if it's good for you. But for me, I was ready to, find different. I was ready to see more.
And having a career in basketball, I mean, going across the spectrum, I mean, it can look everywhere from, top level NBA to, playing overseas to playing travel ball, or what you're doing, really helping usher in the sport to the next generation through coaching.
Yep.
And, I found it interesting that we talked a little bit before this interview, and I talked about your history with basketball.
Yeah.
You didn't really start playing until 8th, 9th grade, really.
I started playing basketball 9th grade, freshman year of high school. So I was a late bloomer for sure. I didn't do any of the important travel stuff, as a 8-year-old kid, 9-year-old kid. I was more into gymnastics, A lot of people don't know, I did backflips. Like I used to flip off houses and garages, just that things. I used to be crazy. But I started playing freshman year of high school. I wasn't as tall. I was just super athletic. I didn't even know how to play the game of basketball. I just could out-jump a lot of people and decided to play and turned out to be pretty good at it and just kind of sparked from there. So, yeah, it was I wish I would have played as a younger kid. I'd probably been a lot better. But thank God he gave me that gift. My freshman year, man, and yeah, I mean, it was exciting. It was exciting for sure.
So growing up, you said you were always jumping off houses and doing backflips, and I've seen your vert.
Yeah.
Or what it used to be, maybe. I don't know. Like, where's your vert sitting at nowadays?
Now, I'm probably at a 36.
Can you still throw an East Bay down?
I can still throw a dunk down, but not the stuff I used to do.
Okay.
My YouTube highlights is ridiculously crazy, but I can still get up. Old man can get up. For sure.
We talked about that playing in Dayton too, and I know you have a lot of siblings. So what was it like at home growing up?
I got a lot of siblings, man. It was tough. Single mom. Just trying to figure out ways, how to keep us above. A lot of times, we didn't have the best stuff, but we never went without. Like my mom was just seriously like, she was so locked in on us, man. She didn't need, a guy. She never complained. She always found a way. And, I didn't complain. I sat back and I still don't understand how my mom done a lot of things she did, but, kudos to that lady. She's special, man. And I don't take them things for granted. I had to grow up fast, I was the oldest boy, or I'm the oldest boy. So just trying to figure out, how to lead these boys, because I got 4 brothers, right? So they're looking up to me. I got a younger sister, people are looking up to me. So, but watching my mom lead the way was just everything, anytime I feel like giving up or struggling, I'll just look at my mom like, she got all these boys, man. She's making it happen, so.
And there's a lot of you, and she's like working hard and holding down that house, man.
Man.
So
But not, every morning, my mom, she does this thing where she will iron our clothes. Like till this day, I iron every morning. Anytime I'm stepping out, I'm ironing my clothes. My mom, I got it from her because she still do it, and she done it every morning. She never woke up and was like, all right, today you guys can go to school wrinkly, right? She always put the time in. Just little stuff like that. You know, I never took for granted. And, you know, just always want to make my mom proud because that lady's awesome.
That's beautiful, man. Shout out to Mom.
Oh, man, Mom Dukes, man.
Mom, wherever you're at, shout out. I can't wait to meet you someday. You sound amazing. So
Yep, absolutely.
That's awesome. And it's so great to hear you have like such reverence for your mom and that life growing up. And I love that idea of you said you never really realized you were going without, or you didn't feel like you were going without. And that's a lot of strength and that's a lot of love there. And that's incredible. So and as you get into high school, you turn your attention to basketball a little bit more. Like, what was the catalyst behind you wanting to play?
Well, you know, so one day I was in gym class, you know, me and my buddies, you know, we're goofing around. Well, actually, we can kind of rewind just a little bit. You know, 8th grade year, middle school, right? A lot of my buddies played basketball. They tried out for the team, they made the team. And I caught tryouts a little later. So I wanted to get on the team to be with my buddies. And, you know, I went to my gym teacher, who was the basketball coach, and, you know, I asked, could I try to get on the team? Can I do like a private workout, tryout? And she said, no. Why don't you go play for a community school or community, like some team or club team? And I just wanted to play with my friends. And I'm like, I am going to be the only one that's going to be on the side somewhere because I want to play, right? So she told me no, and I think that put a certain spark in me because watching them have fun, you know, enjoy, laugh, and just, you know, make more friends by playing basketball. I was the only one that didn't play. And my freshman year of high school, I remember in gym class, you know, we're just messing around in gym class, and I get the basketball, and everybody, you know, like everybody's trying, like, when you get to high school, everybody want to dunk. That's like a big thing.
I'm still waiting on my first one. So
everybody want to dunk a ball in high school, right? So like, you know, we just playing around, trying to go up and dunk, and well, they're playing around and trying to go up and dunk, and then I get the ball and I go up and I dunk, right?
You never tried to dunk before?
I never tried to dunk before. This is my first time. I went up and I dunk, and I try to act like I've done it before, right? So I'm like, yeah. I do it here and there a lot, you know, but this is my first time, right? So inside I'm like, what just happened? Right? So I do it again, and then I do it again, right? Now I have like the school buzzing a little bit. There's a freshman who could dunk, right? So now I'm feeling good, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try out for the team this year. And I try out for the team, and I am doing things out there in tryouts that I've never done before with a basketball. I mean, it's just all athleticism, you know, just going around people, finishing over people, just, you know, doing things that's like surprising me. And that's when I decided to take it serious, because I was like, maybe I got a gift here. Even though I'm a late bloomer, I have a gift. And yeah, man, I stayed at it, and I started playing travel ball my sophomore year or so. And that same gym teacher, she coached the AAU travel basketball team, and I seen her at an AAU event, and she watched me play. And she asked me, why didn't you play in middle school? And I looked at her and said, are you serious? But, you know, I just said, I just wasn't ready yet, you know, just kept it G like that, you know. So, but, you know.
Did you ever tell her, like, hey, like, the reason I didn't play?
Nah, I didn't. I never want, I don't want nobody to feel bad, man. I try to be real humble about it, you know, but she knew that she made a mistake. That's all.
Well, it's like that chip on the shoulder thing too, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody tells you can't do something, and it's like, turn around and watch me. Like somebody says, like, you can't accomplish this. Well, watch me go do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So bumping through now, sophomore, junior, senior year, you're playing varsity ball, right?
Yep.
What kind of accolades came your way during that time?
Oh, I got a tournament, 3-time tournament MVP. I got first team all city 3 times in a year, or 3 times in a row. I got a player of the month twice. I got just different things. Honestly, I didn't really pay attention of the athletes, the things I were getting, because I looked at it as just like basketball. So I didn't really, like, I guess, pay it attention. In my high school, like, you were just trying to go day by day. Like, in my high school was a tough high school. You know, it's tough city league, Dayton Public. Like, you were trying to go day by day, right? So these athletes, these things I was getting, I wasn't really paying it a big attention, right? I was just trying to get to the next practice or next game. And, you know, it paid off in the long run, you know, from after high school and stuff like that. But
so you graduated high school, and then you were playing some junior college ball, right?
Yep. Sinclair Community College, in Dayton, Ohio, baby.
There you go.
Sure.
So you stayed home for a little bit. You were helping take care of the family. I know you had siblings. So
yep.
You're playing there. What was that experience like playing JUCO ball?
That experience was awesome. The big reason is because I was 10 minutes away from home. So all of my family got a chance to see me, play basketball at a higher level than high school, right? The city's buzzing. I'm telling everybody I could just go somewhere in the city and say, hey, come to a game tonight. I'm playing 10 minutes away. There's no excuses why you can't show up, So, like, that was always special, man. Like, just playing for your hometown, home city. I didn't have to pay for housing because I stayed with my mom 10 minutes away from the school. And I built a lot of great relationships there. JUCO was awesome. I love playing JUCO, and JUCO helped me get to Northwood. So, yeah.
And now when we start talking about Northwood,
Yep.
Midland, Michigan is very different than Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I visited Dayton, and obviously I live in and love Midland, but they're two very, very different places. They feel different. You're in different spots. Your first visit to Midland, what did that feel like for you? And when did that take place?
My first visit to Midland was it was something that I had to get used to, adapt to. Like, on my visit, when I came up here, it was during auto show weekend. So one of the busiest weekends in town, where you have the auto show going on, you have, homecoming weekend for football, you have the alumni basketball game, alums are all over the place. Kudos to the coaches. It was a brilliant idea, right? To lock me in like that, because they definitely did. But it was a lot different because even with all these people here, I still feel like Dayton was just bigger. Like, Dayton is a really busy city. Our downtown is huge. Midland downtown is not so huge. So little things like that I had to really adapt to. And then going into Northwood, you're literally going into woods, man. Like, there's trees, there's all type of things you run into before you get to the actual campus, right? And I've never been a part of anything like that in Dayton. And Dayton is just inner city, it's just city. There's no woods, no trees. There's just streets, man. Dayton is that life, So little things like that was like, I'm driving through and I'm like, man, where am I going? I don't know if I can do this. It's too closed in for me. I like to be out, man, branch out, city person. I like to see people walking all over the place. I like to see kids playing all over the place. Like, that's just my life. But adapting to the Midland world, it actually calmed me down a lot. It put me on a straight narrow of, like, my first 2 weeks when I signed to come here to play basketball. My first 2 weeks was like my hardest weeks ever, because all I couldn't think about was just, like, Dayton life. What are my friends doing? Like, I miss my friends. Like, it's nothing to do here in Midland. Like, dude, I'm just, like, sitting in a room all day. I'm going to the gym, but, like, I'm sitting in a room. I had to really, like, mentally prepare myself for what I was really getting into. And I called my mom and I said, Mom, I'm coming home. I can't do this, And my mom said, listen here, you come home, you're going to get a full-time job. You're going to babysit a lot. This ain't the life you want. So you come home if you want to, but this is what you're going to deal with. So you better stay while you can. Well, you got everything paid for. You get free clothes, free food. Stay there.
Mom's a legend.
You're good. You're good. And I took them words, man, and it turned out to be probably one of the best decisions I ever made, for sure.
So you get past those couple weeks. How did you adapt to life here in Midland, and what kind of stuff did you start looking to have fun, or what turned into your space here in town?
Well, I got back to what made me me, and that was just like going. When I was in Dayton, I went out a lot of places to, like, show who I was. It was basketball, I went and played at different parks, different gyms, where I just built my clientele up with just people, relationships, and I'm like, in Midland, no one know who I am. So I have to, like, make my own name. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't really come to Northwood basketball games. I mean, it's just like that, where, like, they rather go to a Saginaw Valley game or Grand Valley game or games like that. So I had to make my own name where people will want to come and watch me play and then see the team. So what I did was, I would take walks. I would go to the mall. I would wear all my Northwood gear. I would try to go to parks, do things, like compete in Gus Mackers and stuff like that. I would try to do all of that to get my name out, right? And then, I just built my relationships up with people, and it turned out to be really good.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And we don't like. Sometimes I feel a separation from Northwood.
Yep.
And I don't want to say it bothers me, but it's definitely something that I'm like, man, we need to get Northwood to be a little bit more part of this community. And
Yeah.
I know amazing people that work at Northwood that are huge parts of these communities. But
Yeah.
how do we bring these? How do you bring the students in? And you were naturally going and doing that, but not everyone has that knack to want to go connect. It just feels like a complete separation, and I'm happy that you're coming on the show to help bridge that gap between us and Northwood. And we're hoping if any Northwood students are watching this or listening, like, utilize maxwellsmidland.com, find some events in the area, like look for good recommendations, meet people. This can become home for you because I'm sure a lot of them have felt, and especially right now, it's the beginning of the school year. So after this airs, they've been in school for like 4 or 5 weeks, and there's probably some tough times going on right there. And there are resources in the community. So just hope that Northwood students know that we care, that they're here, and they're a huge part of this community too, and they need to be valued equally as everyone else. So,
Absolutely.
So you began to find a home here. What can you say about the people in Midland? Like, how did that feel? It's obviously demographics are totally different.
Absolutely,
Let's just call it like it is. So it is. Way different demographics. So how did that feel moving here?
So it was something that I really had to figure out, how to actually talk to people from Midland, how to really, get there. Like I was just trying to find ways to get them to listen to me, to hear me out, to not put a perspective on me that is not true. In Dayton, you just go up to people and you can kind of get away with whatever. Like Dayton is like a city where I can just go up to somebody because honestly, let's call it what it is. There's more me there in Dayton.
And we talk about representation on the show all the time. Like it is important.
It's very important. The things that I can get away with and say to them. I had to really figure out ways how to connect in a different way here because life is a lot different here, right? There's more. I look at Midland as more of a business city, right? Families, working. Dayton is a lot of chilling. People is not working as much, So like, I really had to find ways to connect with people to get them to know that I'm a business person too. Northwood. I got the degree. Don't whatever you see, don't think that's what it is. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty brilliant too. So I just find ways how to, express myself, without being super arrogant, you know what I mean? I just like to build them relationships, man. Just talk to people. That's really what it is, man. Just, respecting others, treating people with respect, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir. Them things I still do to this day, Yep.
I think you have a wonderful heart and you love helping people and you love connecting with folks.
Absolutely.
And the first time we really met, you were working at Home to Stay.
Yeah,
and this is post-graduation, after you graduated from Northwood with a degree in, was it business?
It was business administration.
With a business administration degree. And then you started working at Home to Stay for a little bit, and you were there for a little while, and you had a really good heart for that work. Can you explain what drives you to want to be in some people-focused spaces? And I think it ties directly to coaching too, honestly.
Yeah, so like a place like Home to Stay, right? We talk about Home to Stay. I've been through some of them things that people been through. I was there, man. Like inner city, like that. I mean, you sometimes your lights get shut off. You can't pay rent. You can't pay mortgages. You can't. These are things that like people would struggle with a lot in dating. So I would see this stuff, and when people would get the help, I would also see the look on their faces when they get the help, and how like families would just be like coming more together. When I started at Home to Stay, it was probably one of my favorite jobs, just because like I had, I could help people, people who's been impacted by COVID. I worked in the SARA department. So people who's been impacted by COVID, who got behind on rent, utilities and stuff like that, we was able to fund them, all of this back pay and then also future pay to get people lights back on, to get homeless people into hotels for shelter. Like we talking about kids, baby, little kids just like living in cars and stuff like that, right? And you're getting them people out of these situations and putting them here until we're able to find them houses, housing somewhere. Like that was the beauty. Like that was so rewarding, for me, because I couldn't wait to call a family to say, hey, you've been approved for this and that. And man, to hear the reactions and like, the tears, it makes you cry. You know what I mean? Like, dang, man. You know, like that was like my favorite thing. You know, home to stay was definitely a spot. Yeah.
Well, and it's like human, and you
Yeah.
got to remove that stigma. And
Yeah.
I love what we're able to talk about on the show a lot of times is just the honesty
Mm-hmm.
and transparency of issues that occur with humans, even in our own community.
Yeah.
And I get it. The metrics are great. Like Midland has amazing metrics across the board on,
Yep.
livability and being an amazing place for people to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if we want to live up to a vision statement of being a community where everyone thrives, and that's what we talk about a lot on the show, we have to admit that there are issues here, but there are organizations willing to step up and help, like Home to Stay. And I think that's what makes it so wonderful here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
so continuing to give those gifts of, loving people and helping people out, you get into this coaching space. What was your first coaching gig around here?
My first coaching gig around here was actually I volunteered coaching 3rd and 4th graders. It was long days, man, but it was awesome. It was awesome, man, because like what you're doing is like, I mean, you're building relationships that's gonna last forever. You know, these kids now, I look at them now, and these kids are like sophomores and stuff in high school. It's like, man, I coached that kid when he was a 2nd, 3rd grader. But like, so I started 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. And I wanted to kind of ramp it up, a little bit. So from there, I went to high school, coached freshman basketball. And I did that for a year, which fell in love with it. A lot of kids didn't know the fundamentals, as freshmen. So I wanted to go back and help out in the middle school to get them ready for high school, right? So before I actually went to middle school, so I did freshman year and then freshman basketball, and then I interviewed for a varsity gig and got told that I was too young, I wasn't ready yet.
It's like a callback to what you were told in 8th grade. It's almost like it mirrored it in your adult space.
Yep. So I got told I wasn't ready yet. All right, cool. But you can coach freshmen again. We have that for you. Nah, I really didn't want to do freshmen again, I said, you know what? I'm going to get these kids ready for high school, so I'm going to go down to middle school. So coached 7th grade basketball, had a phenomenal year, great kids. Then I transitioned to do 8th grade after that. And then was like, you know what? Now that I did middle school, let's try this varsity thing again because another opening came. Interviewed, got told the same thing. I made it to the final cut, got told the same thing.
And at this time, you were coaching in Bay City, correct?
Yep, I was coaching Bay City. Yep, and got told that I wasn't ready. But we have a freshman JV coaching that we need. I'm like, no, I'm going to chill. I'm going to go back to middle school. So did middle school again, another 8th grade season, right? Another varsity gig coming next year. And this time I actually got told, yeah, we want you as our coach. Cool, right? Kudos. I'm so happy. I'm excited. Yes, it's finally here. A week later, cut out again. Sorry, we can't hire you. Some labor law stuff was going on. And fortunately, it happened to me. I was one of the coaches who got sliced. And here I am back at square one. Not coaching varsity basketball, right? So now I'm at the point where I don't know what I'm going to do. And I want to say within that same month or so, after getting telling I can't, another opportunity came. And kudos, I got to say Bay City Western.
Absolutely.
That's where heart is at, because they gave me a shot.
What's cool, too, is I saw on your TikTok channel, like a lot of videos of you and, the team, and that's just a totally different style of coaching, and you don't even realize like they're learning so much, but at the same time, like you can tell they trust you and they love you and they care about you and they respect you as a man, and that's important in that coaching space. So every time I ran one across one of those TikToks, just put a smile on my face because you were having fun with these kids, but you were just being you, like that's you, and you brought that to that job. Yep,
that's me. A lot of people try to change, for situations. Me, I'm gonna be the same person, right? So when I got there with them boys, I got straight to it. It was football season, so I really couldn't see them as much as I wanted to. So I had to like wait my turn. A lot of people don't know I didn't have a summer workout with my boys. So, and we're talking about a new coach, right? So I have to really learn people or learn these kids. Like after football season, we got right into it, and I had no summer work. So the way I implemented everything, they jumped on it quick too, which was surprising for me. But No, man. People say you got to build culture. I think everybody has culture already. You just got to build. You got to build great culture, and that's all it was. The culture I was bringing, it was just different. I'm bringing fun and excitement. Any team I touch, it's gonna be fun and excitement. I was one of them when I was younger. I wanted to always have fun, even though win, lose, whatever. We're having fun at this game. We're having fun and doing something that we love to do, right? So, I music playing. We practice at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at night. I had to find a way what would make kids want to practice after a long day of school, homework, coming back up to the school after going home taking naps. What would wake kids back up? I mean, it's following a new wave. Music, right? So music, I turn the music on. I get the boys woke again. I tell them, if y'all not communicating out here, if I can't hear y'all and I can hear my music over y'all, I'm gonna cut the music off. What do you know? You got boys out there screaming, help, talk. Everybody's talking. You hear shoes squeaking. Everybody's woke, and that stuff is exciting stuff. Like that's me. Energy is high with me. Effort. I mean, I put all of that in to Bay City Western. I put all of them things in. And them boys was awesome, man. They, what I mean? They answered everything that I put out. So, yeah.
And that stuff lives in different spaces now too. We talked about TikTok and the content machine, and like you making videos with the young men, and I just think like that's super cool because now you're seeing like college athletes all the time, like doing their little TikTok dances and
everybody's
stuff,
doing
and
it.
it's like just feels so part of what we're doing here, and coaches on board and understands who we are, and just meeting people right where they're at and saying like, I understand you and I get where you're coming from and I know what you're watching, I know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I want to see some of these Northwood kids start popping off virally.
Oh, you will, man. You will, man. And it's really just following, just following the wave, man. Like honestly, we can't be us coaches. We can't be into our own heads of like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's what little young kids do. We're not doing that. We're doing it this way. Honestly, man, these kids, it's a new wave, man.
That's what grown men are doing.
Yeah, the grown men are doing it. Like you got to follow the trend right now. You know what I mean? I'm not saying do everything these kids do, but it's got to be a mixture of yours and theirs. And that's what I do. Like I pick 2 or 3 leaders of the team, and I don't come up with a decision. I go, hey, what do y'all think? Do y'all want to do this? I talk to them. I let them pick, and I let them choose as a team. And that's okay. That's what we're doing. I do things like that. I try to get them to pick. I try to get them more involved than myself. And I mean, kids will run through a wall for you, man. When they looked at me like I was out there with my boys. I was practicing. I'm running with them. I'm doing things, and before I got to Bay City Western, they haven't won more than 5 games in 11 years. And my first season there, we went 11, right? And it's really, it wasn't luck, man. It was just like building great culture, getting these kids to believe that they can compete with anybody, have fun. You know what I mean? Win or lose, we're going to have fun. So.
Super cool. So,
absolutely.
And I know you have kids that are going to, like your kids go to Meridian Public, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They have a great coach over there, Mitch Bone.
Yeah.
So Bone's got his own culture over there too. Maybe one day we'll see some little Weavers up there.
Hey, man, we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully, but I'm not pushing sports on any of my kids, man. Like I'm not one of them coaches / dads. It's like, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. No, man, I'm going to let you figure it out, so.
Well, it's great. You're at Bay City Western. Mm-hmm. Your kids are going to school here in Midland County. You're living here in Midland County. And now you get this opportunity to come back home. And I'm sure it was tough to leave the boys over at Bay City Western. So we're not going to ignore that. We're just going to be honest about it.
Yeah.
But coming over to Northwood and coaching at Northwood, what was that like homecoming feel like? Like, was it like validation? Like I got offered a college job?
Man, it's awesome because, I mean, a lot of the professors and staff is still working there from when I was a player there and a student there. And to go back now as a coach is strange. It's kind of different, because now I'm in the meetings with the top dogs, with the big people now. I'm sitting and we're, I'm going through this compliance stuff and I'm going through all this and it's just making me think like, dang, our coaches had to go through all this too. When we were players, we were just at home playing, or we was in our dorms playing video game. We had no idea what the coaches were doing, right? But now to get that feel, it's super sweet, man. And like me, like having that name for myself when I was a student / player there, to come back as a coach, it's like I know the ropes, right? And our whole coaching staff is new. Me, the other assistant, and the head coach, we're all new. So I'm the only one that got the experience from Midland. So I get to show them the way where things are at, how things are kind of ran. Like, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
And we've came so far from you sitting and thinking, I'm going home, and mom smacking you upside the head over the phone, to now, right? Like, it's like, this is home now, right?
Absolutely. This is home, man. This is home, man. And I love Midland. I love Midland. And a lot of people I went to college with, a lot of my friends and stuff I played basketball with, was like, dude, you're still in Midland? We left school 10 years ago. I'm like, yeah, dude, like, this is my calling. The people here are awesome. Great relationships, man. Nice people. I mean, I'm having a blast. Midland lit. I'm gonna call it what it is. I love Midland for sure.
That's amazing. So, and you said, like, how many kids do you have personally?
4.
You have 4 kids. So you told me a pretty great story about your daughter, and like what kind of like what are they running into at school at all, and like how are they fitting in, and like how is that feeling for them around here?
They're doing pretty good, man. They're doing pretty good. They're just trying to adapt, man. Just trying to adapt, now that they're actually going to school, because a lot of times we will have teachers come over to the house and kind of help them out with work and stuff like that. Now that they're out there, now they're in elementary school, seeing bigger kids now. It's kind of nerve-wracking for my son. He's a real, like, shy guy. Like, he's super shy, right? He's real timid. But my daughter, she's tough. She's ballerina dancing. She's on my Facebook and stuff dancing with me. She's the one. I always call her, "You the one." But no, they're adapting pretty good, man. Like I said, people welcome them with good open hands, good arms. Meridian, Midland, all of them. So
you feel good about the school systems here, and being like a father here in Midland?
I love them. I love the school systems here. Yeah, yep. It's pretty. I feel pretty safe. They feel safe. Like I said, it's just great people.
We did our pre-interview at the Midland Mall there in the nice play area, which is just cool, and it's good to have a spot like that, especially in the winter, and just a place where families be able to go.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get better, so it's gonna get bigger, which we're excited about. But do you have any favorite parks in town that you guys like to visit?
Our favorite park would have to be the new park they have next to Dow High School. I don't know the name of it. My daughter called it the Green Park.
Is that the one that My Michigan Health?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
That's an awesome park. I don't know the name offhand either. So
yeah, my daughter called it the Green Park, and they have zip lining. They have the nice basketball rims outside. Things to do for the younger kids. Like that park is actually awesome. I have a lot of fun at that park myself for sure. They even got a workout. If you walk down the little pathway, they got an outside workout station for adults. So it's pretty sweet.
So you go by there someday, you're going to be like...
Oh, yeah, I'll do it now. I do it now. Pull-ups and all that. Yeah, for sure. Heck, yeah.
Well, hey, man, you got to stay in shape because...
Got to.
When you're walking around, though, even when we walked into the studio here today, let's shout out Josh here at JNC Media, who does a great job with this show. But even Josh, looked at you and gave you, 2 or 3, extra little looks. And we mentioned it at the top of the show, but you legitimately get confused for being DK Metcalf.
Oh, man. Every day.
And I think
every single day.
If you put the glasses down, right now, you look exactly like DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
So I used to see random stuff on Ask Midland that would be like, oh, is DK in Midland? Is DK at Lucky Steakhouse? Is DK at River Days? Shout out River Days. I hope put River Days on.
Shout out River Days, man.
So shout out River Days. But is DK here in town? And it's like, what, are you kidding me? It's and you're with your kids and or your girl or whatever, and it's people still think you're DK Metcalf.
Yeah, and it's funny because if you've never seen DK Metcalf, you would probably think I am in ways, just being out, I don't know, at a big event or so. But what gets me is, I'm with my kids a lot, and I'm just walking, and I'm telling people, hey, I'm not. You can Google him. He don't have kids, I'm sure. I mean, you can see it all on Google.
It's you almost got to pull your driver's license out.
People still they still think that I'm DK when I tell you. I mean, people actually Google him and look at me, look at pictures of him and look at me like, oh, it is him. And it's crazy, everywhere I go, I get it. It's a gift and a curse though, because it's cool to look like, celebrity, NFL player, star NFL player at that. It's super cool. But then again, it's a curse as well because I was in Miami and I was at H&M shopping and By the way, Miami, like I took tons of pictures and autographs with people, man. It was the most crazy experience I had in my life.
If anybody's on message boards talking trash about DK Metcalf in Miami, PJ would like to apologize to you.
I apologize, man. I apologize. But like, no. So I'm in H&M shopping, and my buddies call me, hey, just to give you a heads up, you have a line out here. And I'm like,
what do you mean?
And I'm going down the escalator, and you can see outside, and I'm looking through the glass, and there's literally a line of people waiting for me, right? And this is the cursed part about it, because now I have little kids crying, right? And they thinking I'm DK Metcalf, and these kids are crying. And that's when I start feeling like, all right, this is getting out of control. But everywhere I go, man, it's the stories just never gets old. Even when I went to a Lions and Seahawks game, like, walking through the tailgate before I got into the arena, people were like following me, running up to me, wanting pictures, like going crazy.
Like DK's out.
And I'm like, now DK Metcalf is about to play a game in 30 minutes. How do y'all think?
You think he's tailgating with Lions fans?
Exactly. The fans was going crazy, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I get in the arena, and this was a sweet moment. I went with a jersey, DK Metcalf jersey, and I went with a T-shirt. The T-shirt said, "Throw it to my twin brother DK." And when I walked down with the T-shirt, Tyler Lockett was the first one who seen me, and he tapped DK. He was like, "Look," and then DK seen it. He's like, "Oh, that's kind of sweet, right?" And so I waited, and DK actually came over there, and he was taking pictures with people, and then he got to me, and I was like, "Hey, listen. If you Google this, I'm going to pop up." And like me and you is like, I gave him the whole spiel of like, we look alike, I'm your look alike and stuff like that, right? And he goes, "Bro, that's super sweet. Like, keep doing it, dog. That's like tight." He's like, "I'm actually looking at it a lot. I just can't respond as much, but I seen the last thing you sent me." And he signed the shirt, signed the jersey. We took a picture together, and he kept moving. And then I got home later on, and his dad, sisters, everybody followed me on Instagram, which is pretty sweet. It's pretty dope, man. And like, ever since then, like everywhere I go, like, today I was in an elevator and the lady was like, "It's not you, right?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "No, it's not. He's playing football right now." I was like, "DK Metcalf?" She's like, "Yes." She's like, "I seen you earlier. I seen you a few days ago, and I swear I was in an elevator with DK Metcalf. I told my husband that, and like, it's you." She's like, "But that is so crazy." I was like, "Yeah, I get it every day."
I'm more surprised that there's this many NFL football junkies that know exactly what DK Metcalf looks like.
I am too.
It's like amazing to me.
I am too, man. It's seriously like it's nonstop. Any big event I go to, I already know what people is when people is looking at me. I already know what they're thinking. It's crazy because they go and they tap each other and they all look and then they all go crazy and they pull their phones out and then I'm like, so I can only imagine what the real celebrity is like, right? Like, when he's just trying to have like quality time with family or something. Like, dude, it's
like if you've been annoyed by it, then you can't imagine how they feel.
Yeah,
right?
And especially Miami, I was tired, man. I took so many pictures, like I did so many, like
it was like you were on a press tour. I was getting
free stuff, man. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy. It's a gift. Like, dang, this is actually pretty sweet." But then, man, it's tiring. It's super tiring.
Super funny. And like Midland Daily News even wrote an article.
Yeah.
Because there was enough stuff on Ask Midland. So everybody, if you're watching this, and I'm sure as much as you all say you hate Ask Midland, you love Ask Midland, and it's a cross-section of our community. So go to Ask Midland and just search DK Metcalf because I'll tell you what, like there's people in there that are like asking about your whereabouts.
Yeah.
And you had to make a post.
Yep, I had to make a post because I'll give you a quick story. So I was at Applebee's and I was eating with my kids and a guy come up and say, "Dude, I would just love a picture right quick. Me and my kid." And I was like, "Hey, I just want to tell you that I'm not who you think I am." And he was like, he just went off on me, man. He was like, "You celebrities kill me. You think you're this." And I'm like, "Bro, like, I'm not who you think I am. I'll take a picture with you, but, I'm not." And, he walked away from me. He was fierce, man. And, like, I had to go on Ask Midland to make the post that, hey, all right, guys, I'm not. But if you go to Google and you type up DK Metcalf lookalike, you don't even have to put in my name. You type up DK Metcalf lookalike, I'll pop up with an article and everything. So it's big. I love it, but
And now that we've done so much DK Metcalf talk, we love to do a draft here on the Maxwell's Midland Show.
Oh, let's go.
And I think I already know who your first pick is, and I always give the guest the first pick. We don't do it snake draft style or anything, so just one, two. We'll just go back and forth. We'll do like 5. So being that, the NFL season's kicking off, so contrary to popular belief, people, we don't record these and put this out the next day. So we're still a couple weeks away from this being out. So I just like to say it's so cool that the Lions are 2-0 by the time everyone hears this. And Super Bowl bound, baby. The hype was real and everything is great. So I want to get that out of the way first. But I think we should do a little wide receiver draft because that'd be a lot of fun. I love watching football, so I'll let you get your phone out.
Let's do it.
But I'll let you get your first pick off, man. And it's your favorite wide receivers, not like who we think the best is. Obviously, we could just go down a list if we wanted to do that, but our favorites. So I'll let you go first.
Come on, man. You already know.
You doing it?
Metcalf Mobile. Let's go, DK.
Name DK.
Yes, sir.
So now I'm going to name one that I think most of our audience would probably name number one, and it's really hard to not see this guy in a Lions jersey anymore because I think he could have aged gracefully toward the end of his career here. But my man Calvin Johnson, Megatron, so many years of hope. He deserves so much better. But I know he's enjoying his life. I think he's on his cannabis farm or something. He pops up to Lions games every now and then. But he's starting to come back around Detroit a little bit more. So Calvin, man, Calvin. He's special to us, right? Special to us.
He is, and that's. I mean, DK is a baby Calvin.
Yep,
so like
absolutely.
I like the big targets. I like the guys you can throw it up and have them go get it. So I'm gonna go with Randy Moss.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about somebody you can throw up and go get that thing.
Love Randy Moss. Like, what version of Randy did you like the most? Did you like that Patriots version that didn't get a ring? Or?
That Patriots version was tough.
I mean,
he was tough. He was still tough.
It's just like conversation on the Patriots being able to reinvent themselves so many different times too. It's just crazy. So
yeah, I think that I like that Patriots Randy.
All right, so. Man, this next one, dude played in the league so long, and when I was making this list, I was surprised I had him at number 2, and I was like, really, is this my number 2? But it is. It's got to be Larry Fitzgerald, man. He spent so much time in Arizona, so many different quarterbacks, so many different teams, and longevity was pretty wild that you don't see at that position, and he just seems like a good dude, too. So.
Okay, cool.
So I got Fitzgerald.
All right, so my third, I'll go with someone who think he's faster than my boy DK. The cheetah, Tyreek Hill. Okay. I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill, man. I mean, speed kills. So that's all you gotta say about Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, he is what he is.
I'm gonna go with someone that I think thinks he could make a team right now, just because of the way he thinks about everything in life. Terrell Owens. T.O., man, too much fun, especially when we were young. Like you turn on SportsCenter, it was like T.O. highlights and just the wild like pre-social media stuff that he had going on, and then it kind of went right into social media. And I just thought he was a fun celebrity and a fun like kind of ambassador for the game. And he was never too much problems. I mean, he had some coach stuff going on, but like I don't mind if you're killing the Cowboys a little bit or the Eagles a little bit. Not my team. So,
that's cool.
But he was fun to watch. I like T.O. a lot.
T.O.'s good. I actually had T.O. on my list too. That was pretty good. But I'll choose his buddy, his partner in crime. I mean, shout out McDonald's, Chad Ochocinco.
Dude.
You get.
And if people if you like Chad Ochocinco, or even if you don't, if you ever like run across a video online and he's giving an interview, you cannot skip.
You can't skip. You gotta watch.
You can't skip it. Like there's a few people like Jeff Teague when he gives a basketball interview, you don't skip it. It's like Ochocinco talking about being frugal and like fake jewelry and like how to be cheap. Like this dude's the man.
Chad Ocho got the tools, man. I'm telling you, he's I love Chad, man. I love him a lot. Dude's phenomenal.
Like there's nothing colder than a nice Bengals jersey either.
Yeah.
So like I know you got your DK Metcalf Seahawks jersey, and Seahawks have great jerseys. Who do you think has the best jersey in football? Do you think it's Seahawks?
Nah, I like Jacksonville Jaguars jerseys. Okay. They jerseys fire.
Very cool.
I like them, but Seahawks, man, that neon, that's just beautiful.
I mean, and
that's just beautiful.
And then also Nike on the side, and they're up there in the Northwest, and it all kind of fits together. So let's see here. This is probably who people would say is the best wide receiver of all time, Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
So a lot of people will argue Jerry Rice. A lot of people will argue Randy Moss. But yeah, I'm going Jerry Rice with this one. I think that's a pretty safe pick.
Okay.
But yeah, and Jerry Rice, I got to see him play a little bit at the end of the career. I wish I would have saw more of his career though.
That's dope. Okay. Mine, 1-3, reach back, one hand. Oh, my boy, Odell Beckham, baby. I mean, you everyone loves Odell Beckham. One hand catch, he can do it all. one hand, left, right hand, fast. You know, he's got the swag, dancing man. You know, everybody
Likeable.
loves Odell.
Super
Likeable
likeable.
person. Odell Beckham would definitely be my next.
You know, a little off topic, but my girl's been talking about, and like, also my girl talking about Odell Beckham. I'm like, I don't need that. But I guess his brother was on some like Love Island reality show recently, so she's like talking about Odell Beckham. I was like, I do not need you walking around this house talking about Odell Beckham Jr.
I know, man. I know.
It's like nobody's safe out here. Nobody's safe.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I know.
All right, so final pick. Another guy from the '90s. Was on some really good teams. Some of their last good teams, really, with the Cowboys. Michael Irvin. So,
nice.
Michael Irvin, and he's turned himself into having a great career post playing as well. So big Michael Irvin guy. So it's a lot of fun. But so a little bit more football. Like, do you watch a lot of teams? Do you keep your eyes on the league pretty often? Or?
I'm gonna be honest. I do here and there. More of when the Seahawks play, because I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We gonna roll over the Lions again.
Oh my gosh, my man!
The Seahawks got the Lions number. You like?
Listen,
come on now.
when I see the Seahawks on the schedule, it does freak me out a lot. It's a weird year for a Lions fan, right? So like, I've been a Lions fan my whole entire life, and you learn pretty quick that you're a loser. So like, you're told basically you're a loser. You feel like a loser. You're expecting, like, I don't know what these 8:00 games are gonna feel like. I'm watching primetime games for the Lions.
Yeah.
So it's really hard when someone says something like, we're going to roll over you, for me to not automatically be like, yeah, you probably will. But I think it's time, man.
Think it's time?
I think it's time. You know, Jared Goff did something that Stafford couldn't do his whole career in about 7 days, win 2 playoff games. Like, this is, it just kind of feels like we have the people in place. And you talked about culture earlier.
Yeah.
For the first time, we have culture. Now, Seattle has great culture, too. But Seattle, you guys are, it's going to be a cutthroat division.
It's not looking the best for us. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think you're gonna roll the Broncos week 1. You should at least rookie quarterback. You should roll them real quick. But that's a tough division out there. I think 2 or 3 could really be competing for some tough spots out there.
Absolutely.
But yes, we're excited for a little bit of football season too. Do you go down to Northwood football games at all?
So I will be more. This year for sure. It's mandatory that we go check our boys out.
That's
home
cool.
games. So I'll be there supporting on my Timbies. They just got a dub, a few days ago, so high on them. But great things for Northwood football as well, man. Like Northwood's on the rise right now, so definitely come check some games out, and yeah, man.
And then obviously say hello to you if they catch you there, and
absolutely
say what's up, because PJ's trying to network at all times. And
always, man.
Get you guys out to games.
Network, baby. That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's super cool. I might have to get down there too. I live like right off the rail trail here downtown, and it's not too far of a walk. And go head down, watch a little bit of football. So are you going to be recruiting at all, or are you actively going to be like here on campus most of the time? Or are you going to have to go do recruiting visits, or what does the assistant coach's role look like for you?
Yeah, so I recruit. We'll be all over. Trying to catch some local talent in high schools around the area. See what we got. We're looking for big people, like 6'7" guys. 6'7", 6'8", 6'8", 6'9". That's my type of stealer right now. So if you got a big man, send him my way.
Pause. Anyways,
facts.
So in that too, like, any names we should keep on the watch here for Northwood basketball? Like, who do we need to go check out online? Like, who's the follows?
Elijah Watson, baby.
Okay.
Elijah Watson. Go check him out.
Okay. Good deal.
The deal.
We're going to give Elijah a look, and we're going to have to get out to some games as well. And we're going to end the show in a way that we always end the show. And we always do a little bit of talk about the future of our community. It's home for me. It's home for you. And we all have different views of what Midland is and what Midland can be. So when we start to look forward to this next generation of Midland, or whatever Midland looks like in the future, what are some of your hopes and dreams for our community?
Just staying together. Biggest thing with Midland is we just got to stay together. We got to bat for each other. Midland is a very wealthy city, so you're dealing with a lot of people who don't have a lot. So you just find ways to help them out, pick them up. Not judging someone because of the look on their face. If someone look mean, someone look angry, don't assume that they're just being an a-hole. I mean, get to know them, talk to them, ask them questions. It takes you a long way. Hold the door for someone, say thank you. No one's, no one's so tough where they can't say thank you or yes ma'am, no sir, stuff like that. Talk to people. You know, you never know what somebody's going through. Everyone is going through something in the end. You know, a lot of people don't talk about what they go through. I mean, you may see the pictures, you may see the videos of happy people, right? But it gets in that room, it gets lonely and it gets dark, right? So you just never know what people are going through. So find ways to reach out, even with family. Check on your friends, cousins, brothers. Send them a short text message. And when we spend time on TikTok, Facebook, looking at reels, videos of, man, you could take that same time to reach out to somebody. You know, so it's just about staying together, you know, helping each other, appreciating each other, you know, just having each other's back.
I think that's just a really good message. And also with Neighboring Week coming up here, I think that's just really special to have that on our minds when we look forward to the little things that we can do for one another and the little kind things that we can make someone's day with. So
yeah, and just one more thing I want to say, you know, for young coaches, young basketball coaches, football, whatever coach you are, you know, you're a young coach. Like, always believe in yourself. Always believe. Keep God with you. Keep God first. Believe, believe, believe. You heard my story. I started out as a young, you know, volunteer coach at a community center, right? Then went to high school, back down to middle school for a few years. Then got my chance at high school after being told no twice. Got my chance, you know, shocked the city, and now here I am in the college. So, like, it was a good 6 year of just, like, hard times, being told no, grinding it out, you know, from the very bottom. You know, now, you know, I'm not stopping. I'm getting ready to, one day I'm telling you, I'm going to be, you know, a head coach on a college team, right? So, but it's about believing in God first, you know what I mean? Without him, we're nothing. So believe in yourself, and never give up. Always fight through. Always fight through. Go the extra mile. We talk about the extra mile. Run the extra mile, man. You ain't tired. You good.
Well, PJ, I really appreciate you coming on today, and I think we had a lot of fun here and some good messaging.
Absolutely.
Be happy to see how this football season turns out. I'll keep messaging you a little bit out and see how game day and see.
Let's go, man.
And see what's happening with those boys over there. But ready to make some noise with my Lions. So
hey, let's go.
So hey, it's fall. It's a turning of a leaf. Mm-hmm. I'm wishing you all the best on this upcoming basketball season.
Yep.
And we're really excited for it. And thank you for coming along with us today.
Let's go, man. Together, baby. Go T-Wolves.
Absolutely. So, and thank you for coming along with us today as well. It's been another great episode of the Max Loves Midland Show. Make sure you head over to maxlovesmidland.com. Look at that community calendar. We've had over 2,500 events posted on that calendar. That's absolutely incredible. That's ways for you to connect with other community members right here. Even if the only involvement you ever get with Max Loves Midland is listening to the show and finding space to share with someone else, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to build a connected community that cares about one another and looks out for one another, and we hope that we can be a big part of that. And as we always say at the end of the show, if life gives you a bridge and it doesn't do the job, build a tridge and make it happen. So
there we go.
So thank you, my man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe wherever you consume media. Max Loves Midland is your entertainment, resources, and collective improvement hub for Midland County. Plan your next adventure in Midland at maxlovesmidland.com.